Good day, beautiful Boost Camper, and today we are on day 6 of our fertility challenge, and I'd like to talk to you about our challenge for today, which is how to make fats fertility friendly. And before I go into that, there's about 3 main things that I'd like you to know about fats. The first is fats do not make you fat. Fats and oils are absolutely essential to our health and well-being and to our fertility, and I'll tell you why. But fats do not raise your insulin level, and they actually keep you fuller longer, so you're more likely to eat less, and they can actually help you lose weight. And certain types of fats help you burn more fat, actually. So extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil have been shown to do that, so to aid weight loss. So let's get the whole thing off the table where fats have been vilified and made into this evil thing that you should never incorporate into your diet, or that you should feel bad about if you have in your diet. Fats are good for you, they're essential, you need them, and so that's the first thing that I want you to know about fats. They don't make you fat. And the second thing is that saturated fat is actually good for your hormones. Saturated fats are made into cholesterol, and cholesterol is the building block of your hormones, like your estrogen and your testosterone and your progesterone, all of which you need for fertility. And the third thing is there are 3 types of fats that you should avoid when you're trying to conceive. And the first is refined vegetable oils, and those are your safflower oil, peanut oil, any kind of refined vegetable oil that's it doesn't look like it's coming from nature. So what happens is there's a lot of pressure and heat that's applied to these plants, such as corn kernels. They're not very oily, right? Or soybeans. They're not an oily substance when you look at them. So they use this technical process to get the oil out of it, and it actually turns the oils rancid. And then they're really stinky and cloudy. And then they use a chemical process, including heavy metals, to refine them and clarify them, and to take the smell out of them so that they can put them in bottles and they look clear and they don't smell like anything, and they don't add a lot of flavor to your foods as you're cooking it, which is probably why they're valued for cooking, but they actually are very rich in fats that can inflame your body. And we want to create a more anti-inflammatory environment to promote healthy fertility. Okay, so refined vegetable oils like corn oil and peanut oil, we want to try to find replacements for them, and I'm going to give you some examples shortly. And the second type of fats to avoid are trans fats, and these are like your hydrogenated vegetable oils and shortening. And these are originally plant oils that have been saturated and made into a solid form at room temperature, and they are potently dangerous molecules. They are very inflammatory. They're very bad for your cardiovascular health, but the the Women's Health Study actually found that trans fats are one of the #1 anti-fertility foods that women could be eating when they were having trouble with ovulation or with getting pregnant. So trans fats should be out, and if you're in North America, the labels of your food should be labeled. If it's a processed food and it does contain trans, it'll tell you how much. And in Canada, most of the trans fats have been eliminated from foods, thank goodness. So I want you to keep your eye out for that, because it's hidden in shortening and foods that contain hydrogenated vegetable oils like certain chocolates. And then the third thing is, the third type of fat to avoid is fried fats. And that's because the frying itself creates more oxidative stress on the fat, which is going to come into your body and actually add inflammation and oxidative stress to your body. And it's like putting all kinds of burnt, used up stuff into your body, and it's going to soak up all your antioxidants and leave you more vulnerable to oxidative damage and aging. And this is the last thing we want for both sperm and egg quality. Okay, so those 3 fats I'd like you to avoid: refined fats, trans, and fried. Now for your challenge, I want you to understand that there are all kinds of different fat sources and oil sources that are good for your fertility, and that's anything from saturated fats like eggs or whole fat dairy. And again, in the Women's Health Study, women who had difficulty with ovulation were more likely to be consuming the low fat dairy. And I would like you to, if you're going to have dairy, to consider having a whole fat option instead. And then there are vegetarian sources of fats like flaxseed oil, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, walnut, hemp, and any of the seeds and nuts that you enjoy. So all of these are actually beneficial sources of pro-fertility fats that I would like you to integrate into your diet. Now, for your challenge, I would like you to integrate one new fertility-friendly fat. And if you're used to having these, I just share what you have and maybe share a favorite recipe of how you integrate your food that contains these beneficial oils or fats. And if you're used to having fertility-friendly fats and you're ready to ditch one low-fat product, such as low-fat dairy or low-fat cheese, and switch it up for something that's whole fat, that would be a way to get your challenge in. And also, for sure, if you can find anything in your house that has trans fat in it, like written on the label, and you want to pitch it, take a picture of it, and boot it out the door. So that's how you can accomplish your daily challenge today. And I hope that collectively we can welcome the idea of making fats our fertility friend, and enjoy the flavor of your foods and enjoy absorbing those fat-soluble vitamins that come along with having a good level of oils. Oh, and it's beneficial for your skin too. So I hope this helps, ladies, and good luck, and I'll see you on the Facebook